Hi, and thank you for joining us for another Q&A Friday, a regular series where we chat about issues facing manufacturing companies in the new world of Industry 4.0. I'm Jessica Bodden, a team member here at Mountain Point, and I'm joined by Billy Weisgerber, our Senior Solutions Architect. Hi, Billy.
Hey, Jess.
So today you're going to show us a little bit more about Salesforce CPQ. And for those of you listening, Billy is our resident CPQ expert and is certified in the solution. And we know from previous episodes of Q&A Friday, which we'll link to in the notes, that CPQ is a great solution for kind of standardizing your quoting process, taking away a lot of the guesswork and the back and forth that often accompanies quoting. But the solution can also be stretched beyond fulfilling quotes that are based on standard or stock items, right? So from what I understand, Billy, today you're going to show us how we can extend the product a little bit so that it can be used to fulfill or create quotes for engineer to order processes?
Yep. So just to give a little background, a lot of times when we talk through CPQ and manufacturers' products, there's normally three categories that they tend to fall in. The first is stock, which is something that's already built or pre-configured and is ready for sell. The next is a custom stock product where there might be one or two components that can easily get added and doesn't matter where it gets installed, but if it's something that can just be added without a problem in that manner. And then the last is more engineer to order. And so I'm going to kind of talk through those three different examples and how CPQ can kind of cater to each and one of those. While CPQ may not be hitting the full mark for engineer to order, there is some things that you can do to at least get part of the way and maybe use an extra tool to finish that or integrate it with CPQ then to get the full engineer to order functionality.
Awesome.
So the first thing is stock. And so they actually use guided selling a lot. Some companies like to help their sales reps to maybe think through the questions that are needed to determine what product is best. Right now, they only have 3 questions available, and they have a dynamic so that if I change the product family, it removes that one option right now. But I'm just going to go ahead and say pre-configured because that's their stock label. And I'm going to click suggest, and it automatically filters to this one product. I'm going to go ahead and select it. And so for me, this is already a pre-configured dump truck. I have all the components already on there that I know of. And you can see that now I have the same thing that's up here, but it's now added down here as well. So that's how quick and easy a stock item can be added. And then you can generate a quote of multiple stock products. If a customer is asking, well, everything's great, but can we add something to this? You can definitely do that, and that's where we're getting into the custom stock aspect. And so I'm going to go ahead and reconfigure this. So within CPQ, you can choose which products are able to be reconfigured and which ones are not. And so if you know that the stock product can have maybe a couple accessories added on to it, you can definitely do that. And I'm going to go ahead and fill out this required field. And I'm going to just jump over to additions and say, they want the catwalk rail for this, and that's the addition that they wanted, and click save. So that's the quick transition from stock to custom stock. Couple clicks and you already have something added on for that customer that they wanted to add on.
Okay. Very cool. Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go ahead and just do a quick save of this so I'm not losing any of my products. But then now maybe I'm on the phone with a customer, we're talking through the different options and everything, and I'm going to go ahead and remove my pre-configured filter. And they say, hey, Billy, I want a 15-foot dump truck body. Great. And now we're going to talk through the whole configuration process. They're going to tell me the side thickness, and you can set up your configuration process based off of maybe what's needed first before you can continue down the line. And that's how we currently have their full configuration process set up. So we have rules, we have limitations in place to limit that aspect of saying, well, I can't choose an electric tarp system if I have a manual tarp system, and all those different items. That way, one, it doesn't mess up when it goes to the shop floor in terms of the work orders and those different things, but it also encourages the customization of letting the customer pick and choose exactly what they're looking for. Where it may not be hitting the mark for engineer to order is if there's something specific that fits that customer's needs, either it be for what they do on a daily basis or what it may be used for. That's where CPQ really can't help with, but you can at least put in the description of what that customer is looking for. And if you have maybe an internal quoting team or someone that is on the engineering team that will help finalize this quote, they can review those requirements and then capture those in a description or comments field, so that then you're maybe 60-70% of the way there, capture the rest of the requirements, send it off to the engineering team or inside sales team, and let them help generate the quote that you need to then finalize and send to the customer.
Yeah, and it seems like it would cut down on a lot of the back and forth that so often accompanies the sales and engineering communication process, because I know so often we hear from the engineers, I'm not getting all the information that I need from the sales team, and the sales team is saying, I can't, predict all of the information that the engineers are going to need. And so this identifies that up front and at least helps, like you said, get them 60 or 70% the way there, so that they have a good launch pad for those conversations.
Right. And that was a common complaint about this customer, especially, was that their outside sales team would be visiting customers and filling out a quick form and submitting a quote request. And the inside sales team that does the quotes couldn't really decipher everything that they were putting in, or wasn't enough information. And so the transition plan that we're working on right now is encourage the outside sales team to get the quote together as much as possible that they know of. And if they need to, then it will get submitted to the inside sales team to generate the quotes. So that, one, it helps ease the workload and helps turnaround time for more of the custom quotes than the stock quotes.
Yeah, I can see where that would save a lot of time and really clear up the communication side of things. So thank you so much, Billy, as always, for walking us through some of the solutions that you've built. For those of you listening, if you have a question or a problem that's been keeping you up at night and are eager to find out, some ways to solve it, let us know. You can hit us up on social media, on our website, via email, and we're happy to talk through those issues in future episodes of the Q&A Friday series. Again, thanks, Billy, and happy Friday.
Thanks. Happy Friday.